join me in welcoming Patricia Priego um, to talk to us about how to live an active lifestyle. Patricia?
Thank you. Let me also put my timer on. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Melinda, I'm sorry. And thank you all for joining us. Today is the third session out of 4. Remember, like Melinda said, next week it will be our last one that I'm gonna be focusing on cancer. So today is about living an active lifestyle, and I remind everyone to please remain in mute so we would avoid any background noises. And I'm gonna go over the entire presentation, and if you have questions, you can type them in the chat and we would address them at the end. After Melinda post this video on Facebook, you still can type in the chat comments or questions. And I know somebody's from Melinda's team gonna be checking, and I'll be happy to still answer. But we love also comments too, right, Melinda? So I mean, whatever you can type in the chat. So okay, so what are we gonna be discussing today is the benefits of living an active lifestyle, how much exercise we need, and some tips to stay active at every age. Very simple. Okay, before we get started, let's review what we have seen each week, which is the energy balance. Remember, maintaining a healthy weight isn't just a matter of appearance. About 1 out of every 3 cancer deaths in the United States is due to obesity and overweight, lack of physical activity, and poor nutrition. So according to the American Cancer Society, being overweight or obese increases your risk for up to 13 cancers. So remember, we've seen this before. We need to maintain a healthy balance. We need to see our bodies as a balance, as you can see in the image. So to maintain a healthy weight, we need to watch the calories that we eat in. We went through all that, especially during the first session. We talk about the BMI, how many calories we recommend according you eat every day according to your gender and age. And then last week we discussed the importance of eating more plant-based foods because they have a lot less calories than others. And so now we're gonna see the other side of the balance, right? We wanna see how we can burn calories. So because remember, if we eat a lot of calories, the more calories that we eat and less we burn, we're gonna start gaining weight. So remember, to lose weight, you need to watch the calories that you eat and move more to burn more calories. You need to do something about that balance. Even if you haven't gained weight in a while, but you still are overweight according to your BMI, then you need to do something about your balance, yes, and be mindful of the calories that you're eating. So you need to eat less calories and probably move more. Very simple concept, I believe. So what are the benefits of being active, living an active lifestyle? Well, do you know that only 1 in 4 American adults and 1 in 5 high school students meet the recommended physical activity guidelines? It doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. So the health benefits of living an active lifestyle are that's going to lower your risk for some cancers and chronic disease. Regular physical activity is important for good health, and it's especially important if you're trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. Most importantly, physical activity reduces risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. So being active will help you to prevent also gain weight, combined with maintain or deduction of your calorie intake. That's very important. Also, it's going to improve your mental health, your mood. It's going to improve older adults the ability to daily activities and prevent falls, and increases your chances of living longer. I mean, so many benefits, really. Okay, so let's see what all kinds of physical activity. Now, remember, any type of activity is good for you, okay? Because our goal is to prevent inactivity. We don't want to be sedentary, okay? All adults should be active. Some level of physical activity is better than none. And adults that participate in any level of activity will gain health benefits. There are different levels of activity or intensity. There's light intensity, moderate, and vigorous. Generally, when it takes more energy to do an activity and when more time has passed, you will receive more benefits. Remember, this is very important. But again, our goal is not to be sedentary, and we're gonna stand up. If we spend a lot of time sitting, like it could be during work, if sometimes I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, and some of us may have the type of work that it doesn't require a lot of physical activity or movements. So the minimum thing that we recommend is that you get up every hour during the whole day, every hour, and move around a few minutes. That's the minimum, okay? Because again, we don't want to stay inactive or sedentary for many hours at a time. So let's start talking about physical activity or light physical activity, which includes housework, gardening, and other activities with the slower movements, poses, and usually they don't last at least 10 minutes, but no more than 10 minutes, okay? There's no bad physical activity. Anything counts. However, very light physical activity do not provide the same benefits to your health as moderate or vigorous activity, okay? So think about ways to work your way up, something to start with. And again, minimum is get up every hour, move around every hour all day long, okay? Now, if you're not sure about becoming active or boosting your level of physical activity because you're afraid of getting hurt, the good news is that moderate intensity activity is generally safe for most people. Moderate activity is when you should be able to maintain a conversation while you walking. Okay, so but you put in more energy when you walk in. You put in more energy, but you start feeling like your heart start beating faster. Now you start probably sweating more, but you still can talk. So when you go to your friends to the park and you're walking around, you still can carry on a conversation, even though, but you walking on a moderate pace, okay? Moderate activity increases the intensity of or the amount of time that you are physically active to improve health benefits and control body weight. So moderate activity, in other words, is when you start seeing more benefits to your body, okay? Super light activity, it's okay, but think of working on your way up, because you want to put, if you already walking around one block, for example, around your house, but super slow. Think about increase the energy. Try to, every time that you go out and start walking, maybe you want to do it a little faster with more energy, or a little bit longer, instead of maybe 1.5 blocks, then 2 blocks. So you always need to think about keep challenging your body, okay? Because remember, you want more benefits and you want to get lose more weight, burn more calories. That's what we need to do. But besides that point, even if you don't need to lose weight, the benefits of physical activity, as I mentioned, are tremendous. So at any age. So some examples of moderate physical activities can be, walking briskly, like a 2.5 miles per hour, or even faster than that. You can bicycling slower, general yard work, but in this case, it's not going to be only gardening, but you're going to be, more like I don't know, trimming trees, or how it can be more than only being sitting and do our little pots. and okay, dancing, it's a great moderate activity. Swimming, of course. Anyhow, there's so many of them, whatever your preference is of moderate activity. Remember, you now start sweating, your heart is beating harder, but you still can carry on a conversation. This is a great type of activity. Now, there are vigorous physical activity when you're not only walking, but now you're jogging, right? And people who do vigorous activity now, they're sweating a lot more, their heart is beating stronger. Now, probably they're not going to be able to carry on a conversation. Yes. Now, we know that between moderate and vigorous activity, you're going to have more benefits, because again, you put in more energy, you're going to burn more calories, but you don't have to do vigorous. Yes, with moderate is enough for you. You can maintain a very, very good activity by maintaining, doing moderate activity. Just again, trying to challenge your body, try to do it faster, put in more energy. But when people who does vigorous activity, it takes less time to get the same benefit from vigorous intensity than activities from moderate intensity. It kind of makes sense, right? So, for example, for those, general rule of thumb is that 2 minutes of moderate intensity activity counts the same as 1 minute of vigorous intensity activity. So they're going to burn more calories, but it doesn't matter if by doing moderate, you're going to eventually reach and burn those calories. Yes. For them, they're probably going to burn those calories in 30 minutes. Probably for us, it's going to take us 1 hour. Or if they burn a certain number of calories in 15 minutes, it's going to take us, for those who do moderate activity, it's going to take us 30 minutes. You see? But of course, I mean, vigorous activity, they're going to condition the heart, because even more, because the heart and lungs, because they burn more calories, the heart is beating stronger, and they burn more calories too. Examples of vigorous activities are, yes, jogging. You can do walking very fast. It can be vigorous. So if you like or enjoy walking, I love going walking around, because now the weather is beautiful. So try to do it each time faster. So you can do vigorous walking, yes, when you do it long walks, for example. Heavy yard work can be like a chopping wood. It can be very vigorous. Swimming, of course, aerobics. I know there's some community centers that they offer Zumba classes and some type of aerobics classes. They can be very vigorous too. So those are the examples of vigorous activity. Okay, so we want to do either moderate or vigorous. Those are we want to reach that point where we are burning more calories. So remember that. If you are doing something super light, start challenging your body, because remember, the more energy, the more calories you're going to burn. That's the main thing. Now, let's discuss how much of we should do of activity we should do. Now, starting with children and teenagers, like adults, kids need to be physically active to stay healthy. Unfortunately, only 50% of boys and less than 34% of girls ages 12 to 15 are adequately fit. This is according to the CDC. So remember, an unfit kid are at risk for cardiovascular and chronic diseases, as well as psychological disorders. And also, we know that overweight children become obese adults. So all these things that we've been discussing every week should apply also for children. If you have children at home, remember, start looking at their portion size the same way that we are going to be doing. The table that I showed to you the first session of how many calories we should eat every day according to our age and gender also includes the younger kids. So you can, when Melinda posts these videos, you can see, if you have children, how many calories they also need to stick with. I mean, we don't want, again, this is not a diet. This is a healthy lifestyle for the rest of our lives. Okay. Now, the recommendation for children and teenagers are they need to be active for 1 hour every day. They probably they can play a sport, they can go biking, active video games, obviously. I mean, not sitting down and doing the games while sitting for hours, no end. No, very active video games. Now, what is important is that sometimes parents come home and we're tired and we just want to sit in front of the TV and start watching Netflix for hours. And then when kids come home, they want to do the same thing. So, but we need to be the role model. So when they come, we need to say, okay, let's turn TV off, let's put our walking shoes and let's go out and enjoy the afternoon that is beautiful. Kids can, start using the bikes or the skates while you're walking with them, but try to be a role model. Try to be consistent, doing this every day, so you and them gonna get used to this. Make it fun, make it a whole family event when everybody, including grandma and grandpa, they're gonna go out and walking, and it's gonna be fun. And so now they're gonna get used to that. We should not assume that they already exercise at school, because not all school has PA nowadays. So don't assume that they already have done the part. Of course, unless they are part of a team that they stay after school to play, I don't know, baseball or basketball, that's a different story, of course. Okay, so keep this in mind. It's very important for them also to be active. Now, adults who are physically active are healthier, they're going to feel better, and are less likely to develop any chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and remember, also several types of cancer, okay, than those who are inactive. Regular vigorous, regular moderate to vigorous physical activity also reduces feeling of anxiety and depression and improves sleep and quality of life. Adults who are more physically active are better able to perform everyday tasks without undue fatigue. And some people, it's like we park, if you park your, I don't know, your car on the second floor, sometimes even getting those stairs, one floor only, you're like, that's not normal. That means that we need to get in better shape. Okay, so it's gonna help you. It's gonna help everyone to, be more active. You're gonna start losing weight. So we need to aim, all adults should aim to get at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise. That is above your usual activities, okay? So if you were the type of person who spends a lot of time in front of the computer and you're gonna get up every hour for a few minutes, above that, okay, we should aim for 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise per week. That should be our goal. Also very important that we do muscle strength exercises at least twice a week, okay? Because the larger and stronger our muscles are, the higher our metabolism is going to be. That means you burn more calories when you are at rest and not active after doing strength exercises. These type of activities will help keep you from losing muscle as we get older. So it's very important. Try to do muscle strength activities at least twice a week. I'm going to put in the chat a couple of links of one is 6 strength training exercises that these both are in YouTube. So see if you like them. But nowadays you can go to YouTube and you can find all different kinds of activities. So here they are, 6 strength training exercises by M.D. Anderson. And also there is another link for a chair exercise with Alba. It's very basic, but it's very good if you want to work from home, if you don't like going out to the park, you still can do a lot of things at home. So try this. But again, you can go to YouTube and you can type what type of exercise you would like, and you find a lot of different links. So look for those if you are the type of person who prefers doing it at home and you don't like going outside. There's something for everyone. But remember, we need to limit the time, sitting time. Okay, that's also very important. Now, give me a thumbs up if you think this is true. As you get older, less physical activity is required. And this is false. Very good. This is false. Okay. Maintaining your body is important throughout our entire life. So regular physical activity increases the ability of older adults to remain active and independent for a longer period of times. Older adults can adapt level of ability according to their needs, okay? So of course, we don't expect an older adult to run a marathon, or so they need to check with their doctor if necessary and start slowly and work their way up, okay? So physical activity, yes, is essential for, healthy aging. So regular physical activity is one of the most important things older adults can do for their health. it can prevent many of the health problems that seem to come, with age. It also helps their muscles grow stronger so they can keep doing their day-to-day activities without becoming dependent on others. As you probably already know, I mention this every every week. I am from Mexico, and in our culture, I don't know, different cultures are very different, obviously, but I notice that in our culture we overprotect all the older adults, which is great, it's fantastic, but overprotecting doesn't mean that you want them not to do anything. That is not healthy for them. So keep involving, the granddad, mom, and the activities that always are used to do it as long as they can. Invite them to come out and do the walking with the entire family. Remember, they also need to be active. Our muscles, if we don't use them, they're gonna become atrophy. So it's gonna get harder and harder if we don't use them. Okay, so they're gonna also, by being active, older adults are gonna have better balance. It's gonna improve their ability to do daily activities. It's gonna prevent falls. Older adults should determine their level of physical activity in relation to their physical condition. So of course we cannot demand the same thing for all adults the same. No, everybody's going to be very different. Make sure probably if they need to check with the doctor, but it's going to improve even the mental health and the mood. Okay, and they're gonna increasing the chances of living longer, better quality of life. So the recommendation is the same for older adults: 150 minutes of moderate physical activity a week. I forgot to mention, if you think that 150 minutes of moderate physical activity is the minimum, of course you can do more. But if you think that is too much, think of divide those 150 minutes in your entire week from Monday to Friday, and you can do 30 minutes every day. That's more doable. And I know sometimes doing 1 hour, it might be hard for some people. Okay, so 30 minutes, 5 days a week, that's doable, I think. Now, if you still think that 30 minutes is too much and you cannot squeeze those 30 minutes in your very busy schedule, guess what? You can do 2 sets of 15 minutes. You can do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon. Is that better, I guess? More doable? Guess what? Some people still think that 15 minutes is too difficult for the busy schedule. So you can do 3 sets of 10 minutes. 3 sets. 10 minutes before in the morning, before you jump into the shower, 10 minutes, 10 minutes during your lunchtime, and 10 minutes when you come from work. 3 sets of 10 minutes. That's even better. You can do that. Okay. Now, we do not recommend sets of less than 10 minutes. Okay. And remember, your goal is 150 minutes a week. So that means 30 minutes for 5 days of the week. Of course, you can do more if you want to, but just keep in mind, minimum then should be 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And sets of 3, if you prefer 3 sets of 10 minutes, that's great. But remember, don't do sets of less than 10 minutes, okay? So as I said, we need to work our way up. If it maybe has been 2 years already, 2 years and a half since pandemia, all our maybe we were active, and since pandemic, we haven't been able to get back on track. So think of doing it, maybe start 15 minutes 3 times a week, then 20 minutes 3 times a week, then 25 minutes for 4 times a week until you reach your goal, which is 30 minutes 5 times a week. Of course, you can do more. Okay, but that's the minimum. Okay, so you can, again, work your way up. Okay, there are so many different activities, and try different ones. I don't know, I get bored very easily, so try different type of activities and look how many calories you can burn by doing 30 minutes of these activities. 30 minutes of dancing, which is moderate. These are all moderate activities. You can burn up to 165 calories in 30 minutes of dancing. So you don't have to go to a community center or a gym to join a class if you don't want to. You can put your radio, your music on, and dance your way up for 30 minutes. I mean, that's all it takes, really. Of course, 30 minutes walking at a fast pace. Yes, remember, we want to put a lot of energy. You can burn up to 140 calories. If you have a bike, if you like going out and use your bicycle, you can burn 145 minutes. All these are for 30 minutes of activity. Okay, so you can combine your activities a week if you prefer that. Okay, so twice a week you're gonna go walking with your friends. Another 2 days of the week you're probably gonna join your Zumba class or your dance class. So try to alternate if you like are the type of person who likes variety. Join a group. You don't have to join a gym, but you can invite friends to go walking with you, so that way it's fun. They're gonna be expecting you every time. The days that you said that you were gonna be walking with them, so you have to do it. So that helps when someone is calling you, hey Patricia, what's wrong with you? We're here in the park and you're still not here. And you're like, oh my God, okay, I have to go. That helps. We need encouragement sometimes, because yes, I know it can be hard after a long day of working, right, Melinda? It's challenging. So look at here also, all the calories that you can burn during 30 minutes of those activities. This between 120 and 78, depending on how much you weigh. People who weigh more are going to burn more calories. Now, by doing these activities or being active doesn't mean that now you can eat whatever you want. No. Keep in mind the calories that you need to continue, minding the portion sizes, the plant-based foods, the avoiding all very high caloric foods, because, okay, that plus the physical activity. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm super active, I go to the gym every day, so I can eat whatever I want. No, that shouldn't be the mentality, okay? Both things, remember the balance. We need to mind both of those things, okay? So look, walking, running, cycling, weights, okay? Very important. Strength exercise. We can do either weights, bands, tubes, or our own body. If you check the link that I just gave you, the 6 strength exercises by M.D. Anderson, these are using your own body. They're very simple. You can do, squats or planks. So you also can do that. You don't need to pay for a gym membership if you don't want to, okay? So different activities. Sometimes all you need is a very good pair of shoes, because we want We don't want to injure ourselves. So we need good pair of walking shoes. They don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be on fashion. Oh my God, sometimes I see those brands on walking shoes or tennis shoes. Some of them are so expensive. We don't need those. We can go to Walmart and buy a very good pair of shoes, and not as expensive as those that are on fashion. Okay. Remember, we had mentioned this before. You remember our balancing act? Yes, maintaining our weight, and we need to keep remembering that 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So if you eat 500 calories extra every day, you would gain 1 pound a week, remember? But if you cut 500 calories from your typical diet each day, you would lose 1 pound a week as well. Yes, because 500 calories times 7 days is 3,500 calories. That is if you're eating 500 calories extra of those that we recommended according to the table. Okay, so remember this. We want you to lose weight slowly, 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. That's a very good pace. Don't believe in those commercials that tells, I don't know, lose 10 pounds in 1 week. That's ridiculous. No, then the only thing that you can do, you're gonna gain them back very fast too. So don't believe in those diets. I don't know, different also pills or things, drink this and eat this. No, we talk already about this. So we want that slowly 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. Okay. So I was already mentioned this workout with friends, a group of friends to work out with. It's you know, it would help you to stick with a routine, and also it provides accountability. They're gonna be calling you, they're gonna be expecting you. Okay, so that's good. You make it fun for yourself as well. I mean, you can do competition, you can do at work during lunch, or you can do, walking during lunch groups, or you can form 2-3 different teams at work and set a goal that the whole entire team in 1 week are gonna lose, I don't know, 5 pounds all together, and see who's the team who loses the most pounds or something like that. Make it fun. We have done that at work, and it kind of works. There are some people that are so competitive, so find ways also to fit it in your day. Okay, schedule periods of physical activity into the day and week when you feel energized. So in my case, I definitely am a lot more energized during the mornings. Once I done working, I'm already, I don't want to even do anything. So I try to fit this in the mornings. And when I don't have time, because I have early meetings, I do the 15-minute sets, at least something in the morning, because I love mornings, especially now. There's days and now the temperature is perfect, in my opinion. So let's take advantage of this. Also, reward yourself. Okay. You're not going to reward yourself by eating ice cream or cake, but you're going to reward yourself by going to, I don't know, Marshall's and buy those pair of shoes that you've been eyeing for a while. You deserve it. Let's be kind to ourselves, okay? Let's not beat ourselves down. Oh, I'm so fat. I feel... No. We need to be positive, but let's do better with our, be kind to ourselves, especially we women. I don't know why we tend to beat ourselves down. No, let's not do that. Now, remember, keep hydrated before, during, and after exercising. Warm up for up to, I don't know, the first 5 minutes. You're gonna start slowly for 5 minutes until you start, increasing the speed. It does, if it's walking or any type of activity, start slowly, okay? A stretch to cool down, the same thing. When you're done, start slow, little by little, keep slowing down until you cool down. Do stretches, because that way you're gonna prevent your body from getting hurt. And remember, start slowly also, and work your way up. Don't expect that if you haven't been active for the last few months, don't expect that you're gonna go out and gonna start, I don't know, jogging. No. Start slowly, walking, and each time faster and faster, okay? So, and remember, stretch before you start, warm up, drink water. I don't recommend that you drink any of those, I don't know what's the name of those beverages that are for athletes, or if you like those, you need to check the nutrition label, because those are really for athletes, and some of them may have a lot of sodium because they need to replenish all the sweat because they're sweating a lot. So you probably, if you're average person, you probably don't need any of those drinks. But again, if just read the labels, and I would stick only with drinking water, okay? So take control, okay? Instead of this is so, sometimes it's calling me, Netflix is calling me. So no, I rather than do this and I'm being so tired and immediately sit in front of the TV, have your tennis shoes handy. I'm working from home, so have them already ready, and go out. If you go to work, or bring them with you before you get up. When you arrive home, go out and walk before you even get in. So you force yourself, change, have your tennis shoes ready in your car and start doing it. So, okay. Or your clothes, or have that change before at the office when you're done. So that way, when you get home, you're ready to go out and start doing your exercise before you even go in. I know you might be tired, but you're gonna feel the energy, more energetic when you're done. You're gonna then take your shower, eat a sensible dinner, and then you're ready to sit in front of the TV. So just remember that. So make a plan. What type of exercise would you do? How long would you exercise? How often? Okay, when are you gonna start? This evening? You probably already started, so continue, stick with your routine, okay? And I'm gonna ask you, even if you're watching this video on Facebook, I'm gonna ask you please to grab your phone on a camera mode and approach it to the QR code, and it's gonna take you to a survey. They're gonna ask you to please complete. It's very simple way to do it. It would only take you a couple of minutes. It is anonymous. We don't ask name, last names, or anything like that. And it's gonna help us tremendously because if we want to improve our presentation. So please, I would encourage everyone to do it to help us. It's very easy. Approach your phone as I'm explaining, and boom, it takes you to the survey. And that's all I have for you. Let me stop sharing and see if there's any comments or questions.
Sheila says, thank you for all this great information.
You're welcome. And remember, even for those who will watch this later on Facebook, please still use the QR code to answer the survey. And if you have comments or questions, please type them in the right there in Facebook, okay? Well, thank you, Melinda. I guess that's all I have today.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. I'd just like to say, for those of you watching now, for those of you watching in the future, we will also have handouts from MD Anderson that you can stop by the second floor reference desk to pick up. Handouts for each one of these. We'll have some for next week as well. And this will be posted, and we appreciate your coming. Don't forget to make sure that you register for next week, that you tell your friends and family that, you know, what you're getting out of this and how great it is. And so maybe they'll join us as well. And that's all I have. So thank you very much. And
Thank you. And I hope to see you next week. Remember, next week is our last session, and we're going to be discussing cancer, understand and prevent cancer. So thank you, Melinda, and see you, everyone. Thank you for having me. Bye.